Shane van Gisbergen did more than just win at Watkins Glen. He turned the NASCAR world upside down. The New Zealander, already the most successful foreign-born driver in Cup Series history, crossed the finish line more than 11 seconds ahead of the field, leaving some spectators stunned and others wondering whether anyone could stop him. This wasn't just another victory, it was payback. 1 year ago, SVG lost this race in tragic circumstances due to a final lap mistake. This time, there were no errors or near calls, just sheer supremacy. To top it off, the victory came the same weekend he signed a multi-year contract deal with Trackhouse Racing, committing to a team that clearly knows how to bring him a winning car. "Good to get that one back," SVG said afterward. "What an awesome race. The last stint was a bit cleared out, but the battle coming back through, I had a lot of fun. Car was just amazing again. I definitely gave that bus stop wall another meter on that last lap, but yeah, awesome." His tone, calm, controlled, almost as if it wasn't a challenge. The race itself was short and clean, lasting just over 2 hours. Christopher Bell came in second, followed by Chris Buescher in third, William Byron in fourth, and Chase Briscoe in fifth. Pole sitter Ryan Blaney finished sixth, followed by Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, and Ross Chastain. Buescher's third-place result gave him a crucial 34-point lead over teammate Ryan Preece for the last playoff position. But let's be honest, the majority of the interest was not focused on the playoff bubble. All eyes were focused on SVG's charge. Ryan Blaney led the field from the start, with SVG following closely. Kyle Larson's day started poorly with a spin in turn 1 and braking difficulties that sent him to the garage. Chris Buescher won stage 1 and earned vital playoff points. But the gambit backfired when the RFK cars, along with Chase Elliott, were unable to maintain their positions following the restart. That restart, by the way, occurred when SVG ripped through the pack like a hot knife through butter, seizing the lead and never letting go. A brief pileup behind Elliott resulted in Josh Berry colliding with the Armco barrier, prompting a debris caution. SVG took a risky decision to pit before the finish of Stage 2, dropping him to 20th, but it set up his charge for victory. By the final stage, Blaney was leading on old tires, SVG was down in 12th, and it only took a few laps for the New Zealander to burst by everyone. By the time SVG made his final pit stop with 27 laps remaining, the outcome seemed predetermined. He cycled back into the lead and vanished from sight. Bell and Buescher were left to fight for second place, while SVG delivered a clinic in pace and technique. This win was more than just another notch on his belt. It was his fourth straight road course victory, breaking the NASCAR Cup Series rookie record for most wins in a season. Jeff Gluck of The Athletic put it bluntly, "Goodbye Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson. SVG is now tied for the lead in Cup Series victories for the season with Denny Hamlin. Are you ready to admit yet that he's the greatest road course driver in NASCAR Cup Series history?" However, not everyone was ready to call him the greatest of all time. Fellow insider Jordan Bianchi wasn't ready to place SVG ahead of legends like Jeff Gordon or Chase Elliott just yet, but he didn't hold back on his compliments. "This is what dominance is," Bianchi said. "When you are so good, you are so great, and it feels like you're toying with the competition. You make it look boring. He makes the routine look boring, but he is so good at this. What he did today and how he managed this race, he doesn't make mistakes on the racetrack." For SVG, the milestone represented more than simply a statistic. "It means everything," he said. "The prep that we go through, not just for these road courses, but we do it every week. I feel like we've gotten a lot better, especially on the ovals, and it's been cool working with a great bunch of people. To share 4 wins with everyone and seeing how much it meant to everyone during the burnout, you can see how into it they are." But here's the twist. SVG's magnificence is beginning to expose NASCAR's flaws. While his driving was perfect, many insiders described the Watkins Glen race as one of the most boring in years. Jeff Gluck dubbed it the worst race I've ever seen, due to the lack of drama, collisions, and late race skirmishes. He also urged that NASCAR reduce the number of road courses entirely. "SVG is stinking up the show," Gluck remarked, noting that the race could have been closer without him, but the road course product is hurting regardless of who is in the field. And this presents NASCAR with an unusual problem. They have a new superstar, but his domination may be too strong for the show, and from the looks of things, no one appears to be able to stop him. Shane van Gisbergen's stunning triumph not only made history, but it also fueled a growing discussion within NASCAR. The question is not simply whether SVG is the strongest road course driver in the sport right now. The question is whether his domination adds to or detracts from the excitement of NASCAR. On paper, SVG is a promoter's dream, a foreign star with a charismatic personality, 4 wins in his first season, and a style that appears effortless. But when he crosses the finish line 11 seconds ahead of the next vehicle, week after week on road courses, the suspense is gone before the checkered flag ever appears. As Jeff Gluck said, SVG aside, this just was not any sort of a good race today. There's probably nothing you can do to thwart SVG. That's the type of phrase that appears to be a compliment but actually serves as a warning. Timing is an issue. NASCAR is already dealing with a season that insiders say seems flat. There haven't been many crazy finishes, intense rivalries, or high-profile clashes. Fans are accustomed to moments that burst free from the racing bubble, such as highlight films of drivers shoving each other, surprise winners, or nail-biting photo finishes. What about this year? Not much of that. Right now it just feels like we're in the waiting game, Gluck said, adding that NASCAR's enthusiasm stems from unbelievable finishes or some drivers getting into it. Instead of fireworks, the sport is seeing race after race in which one driver, SVG, makes it look simple. Bianchi believes that NASCAR's entertainment value is lacking, and it's not only due to a lack of track drama, it is about personalities. Are any of them truly larger than life right now? Are they Jeffrey Gordon? Are they Dale Earnhardt Jr.? Are they a Tony Stewart? He asked. According to him, the sport lacks the celebrity power that it formerly had, such as that seen on late-night TV or music awards events. Without a strong rivalry, the season can feel uninteresting, too safe. Every week during NASCAR's golden period, 2 big names were at odds with one another. That isn't occurring right now. There are clues of what might be ahead. Carson Hocevar, a young driver who enjoys stirring the pot, is one name that has caught the attention of many. He's engaged in feuds before and isn't hesitant to express his opinions. He truly at this point in his career is like, I don't care, and he's fueling the fire, Gluck reported. The expectation is that if Hocevar starts winning, he will be one part of the rivalry that NASCAR sorely requires. However, for the time being, it is only a possibility. NASCAR is waiting for the other half of that equation to arrive. Meanwhile, SVG's success is prompting NASCAR to reconsider how many road courses should be included on the schedule. Next season will already have one fewer game, with Mexico City and Chicago off the schedule and San Diego joining. Gluck believes that's still too many. Certainly, I don't think there's any argument to keep this current number of 6 per year. When you get to a 2-hour race and you're just like, I can't wait for this to end, that's not good. His statements make it plain that the problem isn't just SVG's dominance, but that the racing style itself lacks drama. The irony here is sharp. NASCAR's main criticism has always been that there aren't enough truly dominating drivers left, the ones that win with authority. And now that they have one, they are concerned that it is too much. SVG's skill is almost surgical. He doesn't make mistakes, give opponents an opening, or become spooked. That's part of what makes him so amazing, but it also means that some races feel like they're done before they even start. Fans tune in hoping for turmoil, but instead receive perfection. Still, it's unlikely that SVG will apologize for being amazing. The prep that we go through, not just for these road courses, but we do it every week, he said after the race. His concentration isn't on getting closer, it's on winning. And as long as Trackhouse Racing continues to provide him with the tools, there's no reason to believe he won't keep doing so. For the rest of the field, that is a nightmare. For SVG, it's simply business as usual. The main question now is what this implies for the playoffs. If SVG maintains this pace, he might breeze through them, especially if the timetable works in his favor. However, if NASCAR wants more surprising finishes, rivalries, and personality clashes, it may have to wait for someone willing and capable to step up and challenge him. Because for now, SVG isn't the only man to defeat. He's the mountain everyone else is attempting to climb. And Watkins Glen appears to be getting steeper by the week. So here's the question. Is SVG the long-awaited savior for NASCAR, or is he the reason the sport appears to have lost its edge?